Has your partner ever hidden a trust fund to test if you loved them for real? I was grocery shopping with my boyfriend Jake when his wallet fell out of his pocket at the checkout. A black American Express card slid across the floor, the kind you only get with serious wealth. Jake dove for it like it was on fire, shoving it back in his wallet before I could get a good look. Old card from my dad, he said quickly. Expired. I need to throw it away. I believed him because I had no reason not to. We'd been dating for 3 years and Jake was supposedly as broke as I was. Turns out he had a $12 million trust fund and our entire relationship was a test I didn't know I was taking. My name is Maya Torres and I'm a graphic designer in Brooklyn. I make about $52,000 a year freelancing for small businesses and startups. It's not a lot for New York, but I love my work and I've learned to live frugally. I share a small apartment in Bushwick with a roommate. I cook most of my meals and I save money wherever I can. I met Jake Bennett 3 years ago at a coffee shop in Williamsburg where he was working as a barista. He was charming, funny, and passionate about his art. He told me he was trying to make it as a painter while working service jobs to pay rent. He lived in a tiny studio apartment in Queens that cost $1,200 a month, which he said took almost all his barista wages. I found it romantic. Two struggling artists trying to make it in New York, supporting each other's dreams. Jake would show me his paintings in his cramped studio space and I'd give him feedback. I'd show him my design work and he'd help me brainstorm concepts. We were partners in creativity and poverty. Our dates were modest because money was tight for both of us. We'd split cheap dinners, have picnics in Prospect Park, explore free museum days, and watch movies at home instead of going to theaters. When Jake's beat-up Honda needed repairs, I loaned him $800 because he was short on rent money. When his laptop died, I helped him find a refurbished one he could afford on his barista salary. I loved him for who he was, not what he had. Because what he had was nothing, or so I thought. The first real sign something was off came about 2 years into our relationship. Jake's cousin was getting married in the Hamptons and he invited me to the wedding. I was excited to meet his extended family, especially since he'd been vague about them. He said his parents were estranged from him and he rarely saw his relatives. The wedding was at a massive estate with ocean views. I'm talking about a property worth tens of millions of dollars. There were 200 guests, an open bar with premium liquor, a live band that I later learned cost $50,000, and food from a Michelin-starred chef. This wasn't a normal family wedding. This was wealth. Your cousin's wedding is incredible, I told Jake as we watched the sunset over the water. She must have saved for years for this. Jake looked uncomfortable. Her parents paid for it. They're pretty well off. Pretty well off? Jake, this wedding probably cost $500,000. Closer to $1 million actually, he said, then caught himself. Or so I heard someone say. I don't really know. I met his family that night and they were not what I expected. Designer clothes, expensive jewelry, conversations about vacation homes and investment portfolios. These people had serious money. And they all seemed surprised that Jake was dating someone who showed up in a dress from Target. So you're Jake's girlfriend, his mother said, looking me up and down. How lovely. And what do you do?